Better get the coleslaw, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. Now available in paperback and e-readers. Isis, Bride of Dracula. Goddess Next Door and John Haynes team up to take on the dark vampire lord in this action-packed Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Bride of Dracula in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today. Actress Halle Berry finally finalized her divorce from actor Oliver Martinez. Now, Halle Berry married Oliver Martinez back in 2013, and she filed for divorce from Oliver Martinez in 2016. And it took 8 years for Halle Berry to finalize her divorce from Oliver Martinez because Halle Berry was dealing with legal issues as related to trying to resolve this divorce, and was also dealing with legal issues from her previous relationship with baby daddy Gabriel Aubry as related to reducing child support payments for her daughter Nala. Now, as a result of this divorce decree, Halle Berry will be forced to pay Oliver Martinez $8,000 a month in child support, and she will also be made to pay 4.3% on any income that she makes over $2 million in a calendar year. Now, Oliver Martinez is the second white man to get a financial judgment against Halle Berry in family court, and the first one to get a judgment against Halle Berry was her French-Canadian baby daddy Gabriel Aubry. Now, Gabriel Aubry decided to go to family court to get a child support order after he realized he could not make things work with Halle Berry back in, I believe, about 2012 after Thanksgiving. Because in that incident, Gabriel Aubry was dropping off his daughter Nala at Halle Berry's home, and that's where he had a confrontation with Halle Berry's then boyfriend, Oliver Martinez. And as he had this confrontation with Oliver Martinez and Gabriel Aubry got into a fist fight, and that fist fight led to Gabriel Aubry and Oliver Martinez being arrested. And with Gabriel Aubry getting arrested, he realized he could not work with Halle Berry to create an amicable visitation situation for himself as related to his daughter. So what he looked to do is go to the family courts to, one, establish his parental rights as a father, and two, wanted to impose the full power of white supremacy on Halle Berry. Now, Halle Berry, when she got involved with these white men like Gabriel Aubry and Oliver Martinez, she believed that she could go out here and be able to prove she could have a successful relationship with a white man where she could not have it with a black man. However, the issues that Halle Berry had as related to relationships go beyond race, because the main reason why Halle Berry's relationships were failing had to do with her father issues that came about when she was very young. Now, Halle Berry's mother and father wound up separating from each other and divorcing, and as a result, Halle Berry got trauma from seeing her mother and father break up, and after they broke up, she had an issue where she could not submit to the authority of a man, and she was insecure about looking to submit to following the leadership of a man. And this is the core of where Halle Berry's relationship issues were with men, because every time she would get involved with a man, whether it be black men like David Justice or Eric Benet or Gabriel Aubry, they all state that they had an issue with Halle Berry as related to her looking to try to control the relationship by being domineering and controlling. And this is what led to those men looking to leave that relationship, because this woman just did not trust any of those men, and those trust issues were the thing that basically led to all of Halle Berry's relationships falling apart. And because Halle Berry has this insecurity as related to submitting to the authority of men, rooted in her father issues, this is the main reason why Halle Berry's relationships failed 4 times two with black men and two with white men. However, while the black men only looked to have a personal relationship based on love, what the white men were doing was thinking about their economic interests. And this is where Halle Berry wound up jamming herself up financially. She thought that white men were the same as black men. However, white men and black men see relationships completely different. Now, a black man, again, he's all thinking only about feelings and love as related to relationships and wants to build with that woman based on love and trust. However, a white man, when he gets involved with a black woman, oftentimes thinks about a relationship from an economic base, and I go in depth on this in a chapter of my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single. And many black women, because they are operating on feelings, thinking that they can spite black men, will get involved with a white man the way Halle Berry did in both of these cases, only thinking about trying to spite that black man, not understanding that when she gets involved with this white man, his motivations for getting into a relationship are completely different, because white men only look to get involved with women who are going to elevate their economic status. And what Halle Berry, a millionaire, was thinking was, oh, she'll get involved with these lower tiered white men, hoping to form a codependent relationship with them where they will go out here and she will have power over them, not understanding that a white male has great power in the system of white supremacy. Now, Halle Berry hoped that she could go out here and find a white man like Gabriel Aubry and think that she could get this white man to submit to her. And she thought, oh, she'll be able to get this man and be able to control him in ways that a black man wouldn't. And as she thought she could attach an emotional hose to a white man like Gabriel Aubry and Oliver Martinez, she thought she could foster codependent relationships with those men. But those men, while they were coming from a lower economic status than Halle Berry, a former $15 million a picture star, was, these men had a better perspective on economics, and as Halle Berry was playing Candyland with them, they were playing chess with her. And that's where Gabriel Aubry, her first white boyfriend and baby daddy, got over on her economically, because after she got him arrested, he decided that as a white man, he was going to impose the full power of white supremacy on Halle Berry. And that's why he took her to family court, a usually gynocentric institution, an institution that goes out of its way to emasculate white men in the presence of white women. But when it comes to black women, that same institution will go out here and flex in a racist way to punish that black woman. And that's what Gabriel Aubry decided to do as a French-Canadian white male. He decided to use the power of the family court and the white supremacy to impose the full power of white supremacy on Halle Berry by taking her to family court, and he was the first to get a child support order against Halle Berry for $15,000 a month. And after he got that judgment, that basically humbled Halle Berry for a minute, but Halle Berry still was out here with Oliver Martinez for a minute, had a son with him, and after she had a son with him, the relationship deteriorated, and Oliver Martinez decided to take her to family court once more as related to the divorce. And after he went to family court, he actually even got a better deal than the one Gabriel Aubry received. Now, as this was going on, Halle Berry was out here filming this messed up movie she called Bruised, which was supposed to be about ultimate fighting, but you can read ISIS The Ultimate Fight and get a better story. And she made this movie for $3 million and was crying poverty as she was making this movie that nobody really gave a crap about. And she decided to go to family court to get her child support orders reduced as related to Gabriel Aubry, who was basically making six figures in child support. And as this was going on, she was still dealing with this divorce from Oliver Martinez, who was looking to get a deal similar for himself. And as this was going on, Halle Berry was crying poverty, like many men do when they go to family court. But the judge really, again, adds a little bit of mercy and reduced her payments from $15,000 a month to $8,000 a month for her daughter Nala. And now that the divorce has been finalized with Oliver Martinez, Halle Berry has gotten into a worse deal with Oliver Martinez than she did with Gabriel Aubry. And under the deal with Oliver Martinez, Halle Berry is now paying $8,000 a month in child support for her son, Maceo, and she's also got to pay 4.3% of her income, over $2 million, to Oliver Martinez. And while the judge has sitting there and telling him he needs to take reasonable efforts to find work, we all know that under the system of white supremacy, that judge could care less if Oliver Martinez ever works again, because the system of white supremacy is looking to work over Halle Berry, and it's looking to work over Halle Berry because she went out here and decided to go out here and get involved with white men. And under the system of white supremacy, white men are going to get their freebies, giveaways, and goodies as related to their court system. And again, Halle Berry basically put herself in this situation, and she put herself in this situation mainly because of her numerous daddy issues as related to her father, and because she could not submit to a black man because she did not want to submit to the authority of a black man like a David Justice or an Eric Benet. What she decided to do was look to try to throw a middle finger up at black men, and she decided to go out here and get involved with these white men. And these white men basically got themselves a very nice payday at the expense of Halle Berry. So instead of what's happening now is now she's paying $16,000 a month in child support for 2 kids by 2 different baby daddies. And as she's paying $16,000 a month, she also has to pay 4.3% of any money she makes over $2 million to Oliver Martinez. And that's a heavy price to pay for trying to spite black men, but that's what Halle Berry is paying right now, because she was too caught up in her feelings about black men and thought she could go out here and spite black men. But all she's done is put herself in a situation where she's being taken to the cleaners by white men who understand the system of white supremacy, white men who understand the system of finance as related to family courts, and white men who came from lower economic status, who got their economic status elevated by a black woman who basically, again, was focused more on looking to hurt black men, but wound up hurting herself. So this is something that happens with many of the swirlers or the hashtag divestors. They will go out here and get themselves some bottom shelf brads like Gabriel Aubry or Oliver Martinez in an effort to throw a middle finger up at black men for burning them in relationships, but then they will wind up immolating themselves economically by going out here and getting involved with a white man who understands economics and the law better than they do. Because again, these white men play chess as related to relationships, because relationships are business to them, while the black woman is taking everything personal. These guys are about their business because marriage, family, and relationships are about business for them, and it's all about building wealth for themselves. And that's what these white men did as related to Halle Berry as they're getting a checkmate on checking Halle Berry, because Gabriel Aubry going to family court was all about checking Halle Berry's out-of-pocket and out-of-control behavior, because after he got arrested, he realized it wasn't worth the time to sit there and argue with this woman when he basically was 7 steps ahead of her. He already knew that he was making less money than she was, and in the eyes of the white supremacist family court, they were going to give that white man that money because they, wanted to punish a black woman for getting involved with a white man, And two, what they wanted to do was go out here and send a message to many of these swirlers and hashtag divestors that if you get involved with a white man and he decides to take you to family court, not only will he be given his paternal rights by the court, but they will also go out here and punish you by going out here and making sure that you pay. And again, they didn't care about Halle Berry for years and made her pay $15,000 a month for years. And they also, again, it took them years to get that whole order down to $8,000 that's related to Gabriel Aubrey. But as related to Oliver Martinez, he's going to make even more money on Halle Berry if she decides to continue acting. Now, I don't know how much longer Halle Berry has as an actress. Yeah, she's an Oscar winner, but she's a 57-year-old woman. And as a 57-year-old woman, she's basically in Bust Downtown with an apartment 8D looking out at the graveyard. And as she looks out at the graveyard, she's possibly looking at the fact that she may possibly wind up losing her entire fortune. And while she's sitting there talking about how Van Hunt is her soulmate, I guarantee you that that relationship may not last, because Halle Berry is now possibly sitting there very angry in her apartment in Bust Downtown, in apartment 8D, seething about the fact that Oliver Martinez got over on her better than Gabriel Aubrey, sitting up there angry because she basically got fiscally burnt one more again by white men, and sitting there looking at that simp Van Hunt and looking for a way to take it out on him, because again, those daddy issues that Halle Berry continues to have, they are the reason why all of her relationships fail. And all of her relationships fail basically because she's still angry at her father, and because she doesn't want to submit to a man like her father. Halle Berry remains a woman in crisis with 2 kids by 2 different baby daddies in Bust Downtown, and she's possibly looking out the window of apartment 8D at the graveyard and seeing the moving truck with Tia Mowry move across the street. And that's where Halle Berry is at this point. And again, possibly sitting up there upset again because she got played. But the whole thing is she played herself because she's still playing Candyland with men. And as she plays Candyland with men, they go out here and play chess. And they get a checkmate where they get a check every month at the expense of Halle Berry. Now, if you want to learn why women like Halle Berry wind up getting in situations that they are in like this, you can pick up my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Why 70% of Black Women Are Single at other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. And if you want to learn why women like Halle Berry have a hard time in marriage and relationships, you can also pick up my book, The Woman Crisis, on Amazon.com. And if you want to see me making more videos, taking more celebrities to the barbecue, you can send a donation to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available for the first time in paperback, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single. Learn all the reasons why so many black women can't find a husband and why 70% of black women are single. Get your copy of Why 70% of Black Women Are Single on Amazon.com today.
Now available in paperback. From the author of the critically acclaimed book, The Man Crisis, comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women have become lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Get your copy of The Woman Crisis in paperback at Amazon.com and online booksellers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.